Hi everybody, thank you and welcome to my latest YouTube video. This is a record that came in the post in the week, and before people start shouting at me and saying it's a bootleg, I do know it is a bootleg or an unofficial release, which is actually one of the reasons why I bought it, because I didn't actually have these recordings. It's a live album by David Bowie and the Spiders from Mars. From 1972, I think it was recorded in Santa Monica, and it does say live radio broadcast, so I think it was recorded for a radio show, as the title suggests. Now, I've got some absolutely amazing renditions of some of early Bowie songs on this, all played brilliant, but I always think, whenever David Bowie was doing things with the Spiders from Mars, I always think it was always spot on. Wasn't overput, it wasn't like in the 80s where he'd got 150 people on, road crew. I think it was the Spiders and two other people, weren't they? Just set it all up and everything. So side A kicks off with the classic Ziggy Stardust. Then we get a version of Changes. Remember, these are all live versions. Life on Mars is absolutely marvellous on here. Then you get the Supermen. Then you get a rendition of Space Oddity, which I've never heard a version anywhere else on any live David Bowie album which is as good as the version that's on here, but that is just in my opinion. Then you get Andy Warhol, which, okay, it is a good version on here, but it's not one of my favourite David Bowie songs, in all honesty. I'm not moaning at that. I just think, it's lets this album down slightly. Then you've got a live version of John, I'm Only Dancing. John, I'm only dancing, she turns me on. But I'm only dancing, she turns me on. Don't get me wrong, I'm only dancing. So that's side A. Side B kicks off with the classic Moon Age Daydream, and it is an absolutely fantastic version of that song. It's on par with the one that's on the Ziggy Stardust motion picture soundtrack, which is a live recording from 1973. I would say this one has slightly got the edge on it, to be honest. It's a bit more earthy, if that makes sense, a bit more raw. And obviously the, Mick Ronson's guitar work on it is absolutely amazing. Then you've got My Death. Again, decentish song. It's okay. It is one of the longer songs on this album, but it was a song that he did live around this time. Then we've got Waiting for the Man, the old Velvet Underground song into that. Again, fantastic version. Then you've got the Gene Genie, and then the album finishes off with a live version of Rock and Roll Suicide. Now, talking about Waiting for the Man, I'm surprised that White Heat's not on here as well, because he did a version of that, didn't he, around this sort of time. Obviously, it's not an official David Bowie Spiders from Mars release. I do know that, so don't start shouting at the telly screen and everything, or your computer screen, saying, Dave, it's a bootleg, it's a bootleg. I do know it is a bootleg. It's on 180 gram vinyl, and it's on Guitar Legends, I think it is, which is the same people that did the Kinks live transmissions, isn't it, that we looked at a few weeks ago. Now, one interesting thing I've already noticed is side B. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 songs on it, but it says on there there's 6, because they have actually, it goes 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So whether there was meant to be another song there and they had to take it off because of copyright or something, or if it's just a mistake because it's a bootleg and bootleggers get things wrong, I don't know. As I've said, overall the sound quality is absolutely amazing. I can't actually praise it enough. I have got the live Ziggy Stardust live motion picture soundtrack, which, like I say, is roughly a year after this. I've got David Live from 1974. I've got Stage from 1978. And to be honest, this is the best one out of a lot of them. And I know, yeah, and I shouldn't be saying that because it's not an official release, but you know, believe me, if you hear this and you're a Bowie fan or just a fan of glam rock or you're a fan of 70s music, you will want to get a copy of this. I can assure you. That is side A. And then that is side B. And that does say all tracks licensed from something, so very, very small writing. All tracks licensed from FHD Enterprises Limited or something. I think that's what it says on there. I don't know if you can see it any better than me. There. So absolutely amazing sound quality on it. Yes, I know purists are going to say you shouldn't be liking unofficial releases on your videos. I'm of the opinion now, yes, I would love to have that as a legitimate release, but because it's not, yes, I do know there's one very similar one called this, isn't there? Live at Santa Monica 1972, but I'm sure that is a double album. And I thought this was actually, when I ordered this originally, I thought this was just like a revamp of that album. I'll be honest with you, that's what I thought. But you know, if this is where the record companies are getting it wrong, in my opinion. Certain record companies, not all record companies. Yes, a bootleg is an unofficial release, so technically the money doesn't go to the artist, but these are live recordings, aren't they? So the artist's already been paid for them because of the people that went to see the show. That's my reasoning. Yes, I know some people won't agree with that, but you know, if EMI or whoever owns David Bowie's catalogue now was to release this as a standalone album, I'm sure, you know, I don't think that they could make any, I don't think they could make the sound quality any better than it is at the minute. If you know, if they wanted to make it into legitimate release, I'm sure they would sell thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of copies of this. But you know, that is how good this album actually is. Yes, I know I shouldn't be saying that. Well, I should be saying it because if you watch me, you want an honest answer of what I think about something. If I think something's rubbish, I'll say it's rubbish. If I'm thinking, oh, don't waste your money on that, you know, things like that. But in this case, I think this is brilliant. Can't really tell, can you? And I think I paid the grand total of £15 for that, and that was with postage and packaging. Like I say, it was brand new. It was still sealed up. All I did was break the seal at the bottom there. And this is the, it did come with this plastic sleeve as well. Yeah, it's amazing. If you want to know what David Bowie sounded like in the early 70s, you've got to have something like this, whether it's this one, the live Ziggy Stardust motion picture one, or the other one that's called Live at Santa Monica, isn't they? And I think that did have a semi-official release, didn't it? But I still don't think it was like 100% legitimate release, was it, the other one? So this is a bootleg of a semi-bootleg sort of thing, isn't it? I think. But yeah, great. If you guys can find this out there on the internet and you don't mind having an unofficial release, yeah, go out and buy it. You will not be disappointed, honestly. You will not be disappointed. It's a brilliant album, really is. And that's going to be it for today. Once again, thank you to everybody that is subscribing and leaving me likes and leaving me comments. If you've just come across my channel and you're not subscribed, please do me a favour. You know, if you like it, this light keeps going off, which proves it's live, doesn't it? Hey, at least it just prove it, I'm doing it live. That's it, should come on now. 1, 2, 3. There you go. You have to excuse because I'm doing it on my phone, but my light's running through my computer. My computer keeps switching itself off. That's all that is. So yes, where was I? Yeah, you know, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. You know, because you know that's what we're all here for, to get our subscriptions up and our viewing figures up and things like that. I hope you've enjoyed it. You know, I only make these videos as entertainment and to give you my thoughts on certain records. You know, at the end of the day, it's an old guy who's got thousands and thousands of records and just wants to share some of them with you. 99% of the time it's the Beatles, hence the name Beatle Dave, but we do things now and again on other artists like David Bowie. We've done the Kinks, Adam and the Ants, the Specials, you know, things like that, just to keep people interested more than ever. So once again, thank you to everybody for all your support. You know, whatever you're doing today, please stay safe, and hopefully I will see you either later today on another video or maybe tomorrow, just depending on what we've got to do. We've got quite a few things to do this weekend. So until then, love, peace and happiness. Love to remember, Beatle Dave loves you.